Have you ever felt like you're walking through the world while everyone else is reading the same script, but you somehow got the wrong page? You notice patterns they miss. You feel things they don't seem to feel. You think differently. And yet, you can't explain why. Visual. Person standing in a crowded street, looking slightly apart. There's a quiet ache in it, isn't there? A sense that no matter how hard you try to fit, something inside you quietly whispers, "I'm not like them." This feeling, it's subtle. It doesn't hit like a dramatic heartbreak. It creeps in during ordinary moments. Maybe it's at family dinners, when jokes land differently for you. Maybe it's in school or work, when others seem to flow naturally, through social currents, that leave you drifting at the edges. And with it comes questions. Am I too sensitive? Do I not try hard enough? Why do I feel like I'm always observing, but never fully participating? Psychologists call this the feeling of being an outlier in your own life. You're not suffering from a single problem. You're experiencing a subtle misalignment between your inner wiring and the environment around you. Here's something you need to hear. You are not broken. Feeling different is not a flaw. It is a signal that your mind processes the world in its own unique way. The same traits that make you feel isolated can also give you clarity, creativity, and insight. The very patterns that make you different are often the patterns that lead to original thought. Visual. Abstract brain animation highlighting unique neural pathways. Being different doesn't mean being deficient. It means your brain is simply tuned to another frequency. Why does this happen? At its core, it's about cognitive filtering. Your brain is constantly taking in an overwhelming amount of information. It has to prioritize. Some brains are pattern-oriented, constantly detecting connections others overlook. Some are emotionally hypersensitive, picking up subtle emotional cues that most people filter out. This difference is rooted in neuroscience. The prefrontal cortex and default mode network are more active in certain individuals, allowing for reflection, internal simulation, and empathy. But this same activity can also lead to overthinking, social misalignment, and that persistent feeling that you don't quite belong. Think of your mind like a radio. Most people are tuned to the same station. You're tuned slightly off frequency. You hear the static, the hidden undertones, the subtle notes that everyone else ignores. It's beautiful and exhausting. So how do you navigate life when your brain plays a different melody? Here are a few psychological principles you can apply. Recognize the patterns of your mind. Notice when you feel different. Don't label it as wrong. Cognitive science calls this metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. When you observe your mind instead of criticizing it, you reduce stress and gain clarity. 2. Seek cognitive resonance. ***. Find environments where your thinking is appreciated. Not everyone will resonate with you, and that's okay. Personality theory shows us that introverts, intuitives, and highly sensitive people thrive when they find spaces that match their processing style. Even small pockets of connection can feel profoundly grounding. 3. Externalize your thoughts. ***. Write, create, or discuss ideas out loud. Behavioral psychology demonstrates that externalizing internal processes helps organize thoughts, reduces rumination, and validates your experience. 4. Reframe differences as strengths. ***. Whenever you feel off or misaligned, reframe it. This perception can fuel creativity, empathy, and problem-solving. Neuroscience shows that divergent thinking, seeing multiple solutions to one problem, is often linked to brains that feel different from the norm.